I'm not a clickbaiter. I'm not one of those people that's trying to draw you in for no reason. I have a point to make it. I'm going to make it, and I'm going to make it right now. And it's simple. Real talk. I'm not your nigga. And if you're sensitive, you need to fast forward 5 minutes from now till I get off of this topic because I'm going to hit on this topic right now. I ain't nobody's nigga. My, let's start off with the word my. My states ownership. So you don't own me. Nobody owns me. So they don't have to right to refer to me as my anything other than my wife saying that that's my husband, or a child saying that's my father, or that's my relative. But no, my does not involve me because that, like I said, states ownership, and I don't allow anybody to claim ownership of me in any way, shape, or form. I find the word nigger to probably be the most offensive word in the whole English language. It is super offensive. It is offensive to me spoken by a white person. It is super offensive if it is sent towards me by a fellow black person. It's an insult. It's a contemptuous term. It's offensive. Sometimes I understand that people, especially black people, excuse me, don't always intend it to be as an offensive term. But in my lifetime, when you throw words after nigger around, okay, I understand my nigga, but if it's said in an aggressive manner, then it's an insult. Little nigga, fat nigga, yellow nigga, stupid nigga, dumb nigga, broke nigga. Those are offensive fucking terms. There has to be another way, shape, or form that you can use a word without using nigga. You can call somebody anything. You know what? Here's something refreshing. You can call another black man by his fucking name. Have you ever thought about that? Maybe using his title, his name, his nickname, his government name, anything. And the reason that I'm even speaking on this is this fucking Clubhouse app, which I find to be appalling. I have not seen anything positive as far as Clubhouse as of yet. And maybe there are some super positive rooms, and maybe you can turn me on to one. But most of these rooms are offensive. There's no civility. It's just arguing back and forth, people slandering each other's name, grown ass men debating on who has how much money and what money, how much time I spent in the Bing. I could walk the yard, and this motherfucker couldn't walk the yard. It's all trivial bullshit. Now, I understand that old things go out of favor and then they become popular again because this is a fucked up version of a chat room from the 1980s and late 70s or mid 90s, whenever the fuck chat rooms was around. In Clubhouse, somebody's getting paid, but these conversations are being taped. And who says that everybody is signing some kind of waiver? Maybe when you sign up for Clubhouse, you sign a waiver that you can be taped and that these things can be used on social media websites. Because think about it. A lot of people are sitting on there arguing. Grown ass men are arguing all day, which makes us look bad. Then somebody is smart enough to now use these arguments to pump up their viewership on their site. You're not getting monetized, but you allowing somebody to be monetized off of your beef. And why would you publicly state your beef with people on a fucking phone app where the United States government can tap in? Now, next week, I am going to do a whole nother show, and that show is going to revolve around my life, legally being dangerous, and how the fucking federal government, because I know a little bit about the federal government. I'm not going to go into details of myself and my dealings with the federal government. But if you were from New York City, you would know what MDC is. You would know what 500 Pearl Street is. I had access to 500 Pearl Street on a daily basis. I could leave that building without being checked. My ID was such that I didn't even have to go through a check, and this is after 9/11. I could walk through the gates, show my ID, and that's all I'm going to give you. I knew the floors, every judge in the building. I spent more time at MDC dropping off fucking commissary, picking up people's legal documents, uh, setting up phone calls between parents and children, husbands and wives, putting money on people's books, delivering clothes to fucking inmates. So I'm not going to tell you who I am, but you make a fucking decision on your own of what that is. And these people are playing with fire. That Clubhouse app is playing with fire. There are people on there who are incriminating themselves, don't even realize they really are incriminating themselves because in their sick ass minds, they think they know the law. They don't know the law. I have forgotten more law than most of the people who are sitting there know, because a fool has a client, is their own client. And a lot of these guys are sitting there and they spouting off at the mouth. They're ratting on each other. They're talking about paperwork. I mean, it's a lot of nonsense going on there. It's not a good look. Fuck Clubhouse app. Period. Point blank. I don't want nothing else to do with it. I'm never going back on there until somebody could show me something. And I'm not one of those pro kumbaya, red, black, and green black men. But I am woke enough to know that the negativity that this thing breeds, because if I was a young white kid who hated black people, this would be like my favorite show. I would go there just to listen to these crazy motherfuckers talk shit all day, because it's like a TV show on radio. A lot of Amos and Andy's running around. I'm the baddest this, I'm the baddest that, blah, blah, blah. Now, I'm off that subject, but the real deal is, don't be nobody's nigga. Don't allow nobody to treat you like a nigga. Don't allow nobody to refer to you as a nigga. Give them your name. When they make that mistake, you cut it short and you say, hey, listen, that ain't me, dude. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. And I ain't the toughest man alive, but I ain't nobody's pussy. And I'm not trying to use no cliches from Tupac or anything like that. But you don't have to accept disrespect. And you allow somebody to disrespect you when they use those type of terms to refer to you. You know, you have a name. You might have built a name. Let that name ring bells, not nigga. My nigga, little nigga. Who the fuck is that, really? This is a term that was used by slave masters to denigrate a people. And we are 400 years later using it to denigrate ourselves. Now, if we can't even come to the agreement that we can call each other better terms, then how the fuck we gonna ever build anything in this country, in this world? Like I said, next week's show is going to deal with my life as being a one-man army. Legally dangerous, guns, golf, drums, and podcasting. Now, I spoke about this earlier, but I don't know if it got cut off or not. You know, and the real talk is, I'm not your nigga. I'm never going to be anybody's nigga. It's an offensive term. I don't see the love in it. I don't see how two people come to agreement that I'm going to call you the most offensive word in the whole fucking language, and you're going to take that as a form of love. Okay, like I stated before, mine states ownership. My nigga. That means you are personally his insulting term, like he owns or she owns you. I understand that we use it amongst each other as a form of love, but I don't take it as a form of love. I think that once you call anybody something nigga, that the civility goes out the window, because civility is when two people are being civil to one another. But how I'm going to call you fat nigga, stupid nigga, dumb nigga, broke nigga, and I am being civil to you? No, I'm being hostile to you. This is a word that shows hostility, even when it's spoke amongst the people of the same race. You don't see Jewish people calling each other my K, or Hispanics using the S word between each other. No, because they don't. They're more intelligent enough not to do foolishness. And fucking Clubhouse app is a place that perpetuates this kind of talk. Please, if somebody knows someplace on Clubhouse where people talk back and forth in a civil, respectable manner, where they don't out each other, they don't say vile things to each other constantly, which I don't understand. Why are people in chat rooms in 2022? We have nothing better to do. There's no skill that you can learn. Your body's in perfect shape. Your home is all together. There's no language you can learn. There's there's no time that you could spend with your children. I mean, you could be using this time to do something positive, to learn something new. We don't all know it all. I love studying, and that's going to be a part of why I consider myself a one-man army, legally dangerous. I deal with guns, golf, drumming, and podcasts. And there's a lot of study goes into these things. And I'm going to get into that next week. I'm going to leave that alone for now. But a lot of study goes into learning each one of those things that I am into. You can't just pick it up, run with it, and think you're good. No, you got to study. Okay, is it good that they're becoming computer savvy, fucking around with apps? Yes, but for the most part, most of these conversations sound horrible because it's phone to phone. You got people talking over each other, and if they don't respect you or know your name, they block you in these rooms. The activity there is childish, it's outlandish, it's allowing some people to profit and a lot of people to be used. And I think it's foolish for those who allow themselves to be used to allow this to continue, because somebody's being monetized. And is it you? If you're not the person being monetized, think about it. People steal these conversations. They download these conversations from the apps by just sitting in a room, and then they post it to their website where they're getting the 50, 60, 70,000 views. What are you getting? You're getting aggravation. You're getting aggravation. You're talking shit. You're wasting time. You're not making any money while you're doing that. What you're doing is giving yourself a fucking headache because somebody's getting under your skin, and you allowing somebody to get under your skin